Taking, just be. Don't take it. Taking, just don't be. And live.
Hey sis, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna pretty much show you guys how to get a flawless canvas, a flawless base, a flawless foundation routine, guys. And I'm gonna show you guys how to achieve this kind of look without using a lot of product. You do not need a lot of product to achieve a flawless, natural looking complexion. So that is what I'm gonna show you guys today in this video. As you guys could see, this is what I came up with, and I am actually really liking how it came out. You guys know I am the queen of flawless, natural looking makeup. So if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, then just continue to watch. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell so that you're notified each time I upload. Leave your comments down below, give this video a big thumbs up, and let's just get into this tutorial. Alright guys, so the first step to a flawless base, a flawless foundation routine is to make sure that your skin prep is done. You make sure that your skin is nice and hydrated. If you have very dry skin, you want to make sure that it's hydrated. Even if you have oily skin, you want to make sure that you're using your serums, toners, and your moisturizers, just everything that you incorporate in your skincare routine before applying any makeup, guys. So I already did that step off camera, guys. I used my moisturizer by Marcelle. This is the Skin Renewal Anti-Aging Day Cream. So I just applied this. I also did apply my Vichy Mineral 89. This has been saving my skin during this cold winter season. So that's the first step, guys. Just make sure that your skin prep is done and out of the way. Another good thing I would recommend is exfoliating before applying makeup. So by exfoliating, you're just making sure that you're getting rid of the dead skin, and that honestly, when you exfoliate, your makeup comes out so much better. So it comes out smooth, flawless. So I would always recommend exfoliating 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah. You want to make sure that your skin is prepped. So moving on to the actual makeup portion, the next step is priming your skin, guys. So depending on your skin type, you want to make sure that you're priming with an appropriate primer. So for me, I have oily combination skin. I do tend to use more primers that are mattifying, even on like my cheek area. But ever since it has got like really cold here in Canada, I've been using 2 primers, and using 2 primers is completely fine, especially if you have, you know, areas on your skin that are just different. You know, your nose may be very oily, whereas your cheeks are very dry. So that's pretty much what it is for me. So you would just want to go in with an appropriate primer. So I have a few examples here. There's different types of primers. There's spray primers, there's silicone primers, there's cream primers, there's oil primers. There's a whole bunch of different primers. So this step really entails you to figure out your skin. Just really analyze your skin, figure out what your skin needs. So for me, like I said, I am combination. I'm going to be using the Catrice line. This is a drugstore line, guys. Very affordable. I believe like one primer is $9.99. It's not even that much. So I am going to be using these 2. This one here is their mattifying Keep Me Matte Primer, and then this one is the Fresh It Up Aqua Fresh Hydrating Primer. So I'm going to use the mattifying primer in the center of, is there any more? Okay, so I'm going to use the mattifying in my T-zone pretty much, and that is pretty much going to make sure that I don't get oily in these areas. In these areas, no matter what season, it just likes to get oily. All right, and then I'm gonna use my Fresh It Up on my cheeks and around my mouth. I feel like those areas are just very dry right now. I don't know why, because honestly, this never happens. I don't usually get dry on my cheeks, but you know, your skin changes often. Okay, so now that your skin is prepped, Honestly, I could feel a difference in my face. I feel like here it's more tighter because it is matte, and here it just feels more refreshed because it is hydrated. But that's just how my skin is. I got to deal with it. Yeah, this is the step that you cannot miss. I know there's some people out there who feel like primer doesn't do anything, but guys, primer is a big help. So the next step is choosing some type of conceal. So for me, I like to go in with concealer to conceal. I don't feel like I need to go in with an orange corrector. Orange corrector is for us dark skins, us melanated skin. For example, the LA Girl concealer in the orange corrector. If you are a more paler skin tone, they do have like these palettes here. So this is pretty much considered a color correcting palette. So they have like a peach tone, a yellow tone, a green tone, and a purple tone, and they all pretty much do they're pretty much meant for different things. So the orange peach tone would be for dark circles, so if you want to conceal underneath your eyes. The yellow is for discoloration, so any type of hyperpigmentation or anything on your skin. The green is for neutralizing any redness, so if you have any pimples on your face or any redness on your skin, that's what the green would do. And the 4 is for dullness. It pretty much helps to brighten. For me, I wouldn't go in with any of these just because this palette itself is made for a lighter skin tone. For us women of color, there's the orange corrector. I'm not going to use this today just because you do have options. You can use a skin tone concealer, and that's what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to be taking my Fenty concealer in 420, and I'm just going to pretty much use that to conceal all of my dark areas. So you guys, if you follow me and watch my videos, you guys know this is a crucial step for me. So I'm just going to pretty much conceal underneath my eyes, and you want to make sure that the concealer that you use is your skin tone. So I'm just going to apply it to all of the areas that I feel need concealing. And when I always talk about concealing, guys, I feel like when you're going to conceal, you want to use a brush, just because a brush is going to give you that coverage. When you go in with like a sponge, you're going to be soaking up all of that concealer, and it's like, I don't know, I just feel like it defeats the purpose. Like, I feel like when you're gonna blend out, when you're doing this step and you're blending out your concealer, just go in with a brush. So the brush I'm going to be using is this one. This is the Quo HD foundation brush, and I love this brush because of the way it is shaped. Like, it is one of my favorite brushes. So I'm pretty much going to dab the concealer in. You don't want to swipe. Oh my gosh, do not swipe, guys. Pretty much the trick is to dab it into your skin. That is going to give you the full coverage. And it also will brighten your under eye as well. Again, you want to make sure you are dabbing the concealer in. Do not swipe it in. All right, so that's pretty much me concealing and pretty much brightening up my under eyes and concealing the dark areas on my skin. So the next step is going in with your foundation of choice. Your foundation of choice should match your primer of choice. So again, if you are an oily skin girl, you want to go in with a mattifying primer as well as a mattifying foundation. If you are dry skin, you want to go in with a hydrating primer as well as a hydrating foundation. So it depends on what you like. If you need a full coverage, you go in with more of a thicker full coverage foundation. If you want more of a light coverage, a more natural flawless, you'd go in with a more lighter foundation. You could go in with a BB cream as well. You could go in with only powder. There's so many different things that you can do to still get that coverage. I have a lot of these videos on my channel, guys, like powder foundation routines. I'll leave that up here if you haven't seen it yet, but there's so many ways that you could still get a full coverage without putting on liquid foundation. But for me, I am going to go in with an oldie but goodie, guys. This is one of my favorite foundations, the Maybelline Fit Me. It's not too thick, but it's not too light, and it still gives you a flawless coverage, and I don't know, you can't go wrong with this. So I'm going to be using this one today. This is the Matte and Poreless Foundation. So depending on what kind of coverage you're going for, again guys, it depends on what you're going to be using. If you want a more full coverage, you'd go in with, you know, a type of buffing brush, or if you want a more like airbrush and flawless natural looking, I would say go in with a sponge. I'm going for more of a flawless natural looking finish. So what I'm gonna do is just put this on the back of my hand and dip into it. And what I advise is working inside and going out. So I like to just dab my sponge in and just work on my cheek first, and then I pretty much blend it out. And I feel like putting it on your hand first just pretty much gives you that like control on how much you're going to be applying to your face. So do you see how flawless this, like, it's very lightweight, but it still gives you that coverage. I will forever mention this foundation just because it is a very good foundation for beginners. And I'm sure a lot of you beginners already have this in your makeup stash. So it's like honestly the perfect tutorial foundation to use. And I don't like to put much on my forehead anymore just because your forehead, even though my forehead is huge, y'all, don't laugh at my forehead, but you don't really need to put much on your forehead. I'm literally using the remainder of what's on here to fill out my forehead. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I didn't do my brows. My brows are still not done. I am trying out this, I'm trying to do my makeup in different orders just to see how the outcome looks. So I'm pretty much gonna do my brows last, guys. All right, so now that you have your foundation on, just a few tips. If you are going to have your ears exposed, you can apply the foundation to your ears and just blend that in, as well as down your neck. Your neck is always important to do as well. Me personally, I don't like doing my neck. I do it sometimes here and there, but if you do see a huge significant amount of like different, like if it's visibly noticeable that your neck is not matching, I would really consider or highly consider using foundation on your neck. So the next step is to conceal. You want to bring back that natural highlight and contour to your face. So what you want to do is go in with a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than your skin complexion. I'm going to be using the CoverGirl and my LA Girl. So the CoverGirl is in golden caramel for me. Since I have a yellow undertone, I'm gonna go in with a more golden concealer. And I do have a tutorial again on my channel, guys, that's explaining undertones if you don't know your undertone. I'll leave that in the cards here as well. But you just want to go in with a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than pretty much your foundation. So now you're just going to apply it underneath your eyes, pretty much all of your highlighted areas. I do have a highlight and contour routine on my channel, guys. I have so many tutorials on my channel that pretty much explains what I'm explaining today. So yeah, you just want to apply it to your pretty much the inner portion of your face. So the inner portion of your face you want to highlight, whereas the outer portion you want to contour. So the inner portion is going to brighten, where the contour is going to chisel in. I don't know how, I am the worst at explaining things, but I hope I am explaining it properly. I am gonna go in with my LA Girl just to kind of neutralize it. And then again, depending on what type of coverage you want, you could go in with a sponge or a brush. I'm gonna go in with my sponge today just because I just want it to be a natural finish today. So what you want to do is just pretty much dab the concealer in, and you want to make sure that your sponge is damp, guys. It just allows you to pretty much blend in your concealer a lot more easier, and it will just, I don't know, it just really gives a better blend when your sponge is damp. Alright, so the next step is contouring. I'm going to take my Fenty Matchstick in Espresso, and you want to pretty much take a contour shade that is 2 to 3 shades darker than your foundation. So this is pretty much going to bring back the contours and the shadows to your face, and you want to focus it on your cheekbones, your forehead, your nose, and your jawline as well. So again, I'm gonna take my sponge. I'm just taking the butt end of the sponge and pretty much blending out this contour. And guys, the Fenty contour stick is a perfect beginner contour stick just because it blends out so easily. Like, I literally just did 2 dabs just now and it's already blended out flawlessly. I've worked with a lot of like contour sticks or stick foundations that take forever to blend out, but this is not one of them. So it is one that I would definitely recommend for beginners. So pretty much this is going to just bring back the natural contours to your face, slim it down if you have a more round face as well. There are different types of ways to contour. I think on one of my contour videos, I showed a diagram of how to contour for your face shape. So there's gonna be a lot of cards in this video, guys. So I'll leave it up here on which video that is. But pretty much all of them is the same type of contour. Alright, so look at my skin already, guys, and I haven't even put any powder on. It just looks nice and flawless, and you know, full face is something that I will always love teaching, because I don't know, it's just like when you see the finished product, it's like, wow, like it's not a big difference, but you really you did that, girl. Alright, I'm talking too much. So the next step is powder, guys. This is where all the powder comes in, because you want this to pretty much stay in place. You cannot walk outside without any powder on your face, because this will all literally melt off. It will just go to waste. Like, you need to set with a powder. So for me, I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline translucent, well, I don't think it's translucent, it's just a loose finishing powder, and this one is in medium deep. This one is pretty much similar to a banana setting powder. Banana setting powders are perfect for women of color. I used to use the, which one was it called? The Sasha Buttercup. That was my first ever banana setting powder. There's also like anything that says medium deep and you're my skin tone, your skin will love. So there's a Laura Mercier medium deep, this one by Maybelline. There's a few options, guys, but what you want to do is use something that's maybe like 2 to 3 shades lighter than your complexion, and that's pretty much going to set your highlighted areas. So I'm gonna take this powder and pretty much dab it. You can leave the powder and let it sit for a while, or you could dab it in. Me personally, I like to dab it in until it pretty much disappears into my skin. So that's what I'm gonna do here, and that's pretty much just going to ensure that your concealer stays put. I feel like I'm babbling on in this video. I'm like chatting. No, really, I just want you guys to really get it. Like, I want you guys to learn what I'm saying pretty much. So just to make sure that all the powder is gone, I like to just take a brush and dust away the excess powder. Alright, so the next step is to pretty much set your contour. So you want to go into a contour palette or a darker powder. You make sure that your powder is 2 to 3 shades darker, and then you want to use an angled contour brush. So this is a perfect brush for contour. It's even good for blush as well. I'm going to be taking the NYX contour palette and just dipping into this deep dark shade here. We're pretty much going to go over all of the places we cream contoured. So we're gonna go like this. Just set all of that in place. Alright, I'm gonna do my brows off camera, apply some lashes, and then I'll be back to pretty much do little things that you can do to finish up this look, but pretty much your base is pretty much done. So let me go ahead and do my brows and my eyelashes, and I'll be back to pretty much finish up the video. Alright guys, so I have my lashes on, I did my brows. So as you guys could see, the look pretty much looks complete. But of course, like I was saying, you can go in with just some extras just to really enhance the look. For example, blush. So I'm gonna use the NYX Sweet Cheeks cheek tint. This is in the shade Bombshell, and this is just going to bring back some color to your face. This looks pretty fine, but if you do just like a little blush, then you can apply some blush to your cheekbone. So I'm just gonna apply a bit of color back to my face. This is just a personal preference. Alright, and then the next thing you could do is go in with some highlighter if you want to enhance your look and just look a lot more brighter and just glowy. Then you can go in with a highlighter. I'm just gonna go in with the NYX High Glass in Golden Hour and just pretty much just brush this on your highest point. So pretty much everywhere that you cream highlighted, you want to focus your highlighter. Me, I don't like going in with too much, so I just pretty much use a little bit onto my cheekbones, my nose, my forehead, my chin, and my cupid's bow. And that's literally pretty much it. And as you guys can see, it just gives you a nice glow from within. And then the last step, guys, is to set. So you want to set all of your makeup in place. You could go in with a dewy setting spray, a mattifying setting spray, a long wear setting spray, an HD setting spray. There's so many different types of setting spray. This just depending on what type of a look you're going for. So for me, I think I want to just finish off this look with just a nice glowy complexion. So I'm going to take the Maybelline Glass Spray finishing spray and just set all of this in place. Also guys, the setting spray pretty much makes your skin look more like skin. It doesn't look as powdery before. So that's why it's important to go in with a setting spray just so that your skin looks a little bit more skin-like. But yeah, that's about it for this look. Do you guys see how that really just made my skin look so much glowy and just it looks really nice. So yeah guys, I hope this video really helped you guys out. This is just a simple everyday I don't know how many steps there are. I'm gonna count it and leave it in the title, but it's not a lot of steps guys to get a flawless complexion. This is literally my go-to everyday complexion routine in terms of just having a full face. So yeah, if this video helped you out, be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Leave your comments down below, give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.